What is up there, Workforce? Chris here with Work To Game, and I finished streaming a full clear of the Final Fantasy XV crossover event in Final Fantasy XIV, and I want to talk a little bit about my thoughts. Areas that I think they did well, areas that I think they could improve, and then how maybe it could have just been a little bit different, and then let's talk a little bit about lore. Now, I am not a Final Fantasy XV lore guy, I'm not a Final Fantasy XIV lore guy. So when I say lore, it's based around what I read in the quest today, and some speculation that we did on stream. But if that's spoilerific for you, definitely go clear the content first. If you just need a video guiding you how to get through all the content, Brian has already posted one, so definitely go look for that. We had a lot of posts today. And then if you want to watch the Let's Play, I'll leave that up as well, and that's about 2 hours me clearing that. So first, let's talk about what you get. So the big thing you're going to get is this lovely car here. It's a sweet mount. It drives nice. It seats 4. It's a multi-person mount that you can get with in-game stuff, at least during the limited time event. I think everything about it's great, except like, I love this animation. This is as good as the Pegasus PvP mount animation, but I would say, like, when it gets down to the ground, I don't like the way it, like, clips. See? So, like, if I just wait right here, it, like, clips through the ground. I don't know how they could have avoided that outside of maybe had the wings go more up. And because it's sticking so far down below the mount. So the transition ends up a little bit weird. If you just watch it from above, though, it's perfect. Oh, it's beautiful. So it's an absolutely stunning mount. You're going to get a new hairstyle. You're going to get some new Orchestrum scrolls. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, but really the mount is the be-all, end-all. The mount is what you want. So that's what I would definitely kind of focus on. That does cost MGP. So first, let's talk about that. A lot of people are really upset that they have to go grind all this MGP. We kind of knew from it being data mined that it was going to cost this MGP, but even without that, like, 200,000 is a very attainable amount within 6 weeks. But if you don't have it, it's probably because you don't like Golden Saucer content. If you're worried about not being able to get it, it's probably because you've never liked Golden Saucer content. And so if that's the case, like, it's really hard to swallow that we have to go grind all of this. And so I can understand that frustration. I had it, so I had plenty to just buy it all as soon as I got to that point in the unlock. It's at the very end. The quest line takes about an hour to clear, which I think is a pretty good amount. It's about the amount that I get from, like, maybe a full clear of, like, a new story patch or something. There's 2 fights, and honestly, if you just pay attention to the mechanics, stand in the pillar for the first one, and on the second one, treat him like a DPS that you have to coddle a little bit. I did both on my warrior, and so if I just treated him like a DPS that was watching his parser and not ground AoEs, I could kind of keep him out of stuff, and I didn't have any trouble with it after that. But I didn't clear either one first try. It's synced down to 50, so as a warrior, it's a little weird, because, like, I mean, I definitely could have used my level 70 abilities, but it is what it is, and so I do think that the level sync system is weird when you do things like this, because on one hand, I hate that I didn't get my level 70 stuff. On the other hand, to make this Final Fantasy XV canon, which I don't know the Final Fantasy XV lore, but to make this canon, to not tie it behind the free trial is a little odd. I think they could have absolutely made it like, oh, you played 15, well, try our MMO, instead of, oh, you need to go buy our MMO and then clear it. You don't have to pay for a month's subscription, because you should be able to do this within your free one. Get all the way to level 50, clear all of ARR, and then gain 200,000 of this currency you don't know about, and then you'll get to experience this questline. So that's a little odd to me. And speaking of story, like, I don't really understand some of the things that were happening. I think it was a nice story, but, like, the whole idea that he was super upset that his car broke down in the desert, that's a little ridiculous, because, like, of course your car broke down in the desert in a place where, like, there aren't cars, because we don't have proper roads for that sort of thing. And when he gave me his pants mid-quest line, it's like, well, then what are you wearing? And maybe that's why you're dying and all this stuff, is you're not wearing proper pants. You just got, like, glamour underwear on. And then why do we get to buy the car? Because at the end of it, like, he leaves with the car, and why do we get to keep this thing? So maybe we get to keep it because we let Sid have it for a while, and so Sid reverse engineered it, but then why does the Golden Saucer sell it for MGP? well, maybe Sid has gambling debts, and he owed the Golden Saucer a favor, and so us buying this is paying off Sid's gambling debts. It would definitely help explain to me why Sid isn't some, like, multi-millionaire engineer, where he's, like, this, like, Tesla of Eorzea, you know, owner, like, he's the Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, whatever, of Eorzea, and he doesn't seem super wealthy, and he doesn't seem poor, but maybe he's got gambling debts. So that's just entirely speculation, but I enjoyed it. I'd love to know kind of what you guys think, what you guys think kind of justifies this story, and then what you think about the MGP. What they could have done is they could have had us build our own car out of parts, and those parts you could have gathered through going and doing Eureka, and going and doing Fates, and going and paying Poetics, and going and paying MGP, and so as long as you get the 5 parts you need, like, oh, I have a steering wheel and a chassis and a set of tires and an interior set or whatever, like, maybe it could be crafted through some, you know, and so there could be a bunch of different ways to get your hands on it, and then you just turn in the whole set and they give you your car. So I think they could have done a more engaging system to unlock this than just tying it behind MGP, but I will say I like that they're using an old currency instead of coming out with a new one. A lot of times these old currencies just pile up in our inventory and we never use them again. But it'd be nice if I could take old tokens to, like, old beast tribes and buy parts to this, or whatever tomes I'm capped on, or whatever. I'm a little worried that they're going to, at the end of 6 weeks, just put this on the store for $30, and then people are going to be upset, but I won't be surprised. Like, it makes sense to me that that's what would happen, and I honestly expect it from them. I think we're going to go into May, we're going to find out about our new battle system changes, and this mount's going to become something you can buy from here on out. So I would definitely recommend getting it. If you're on the fence, like, is it worth grinding the MGP? I think you're going to regret not having this later. These wheels spin underneath, by the way. Super nice touch. It's really cool. I think that overall the event was well paced. It was well animated. I enjoyed the Fate well enough. It's a Fate. I enjoyed the fights well enough. I liked the fact that there was a unique mechanic kind of brought in. That's one of the nice things, like, that they did with Rathalos. I think that this is on par with any seasonal event, with the best of the crossover events. Ooh, there's another one. If you want to go to the Fate area, there's so many of these. If you go to, like, Blackbrush Station, but you can't. It does jump, by the way. So it, like, has this weird, like, hydraulic jump that you'll see that kind of, like, and then it'll pop back down. So I think that it's a well-paced event. I think that the way we got access to the car could have definitely been done better. And the fact that it's a limited time, I think, kind of put them under the gun for, like, how to charge for it. It could only be 200,000 MGP. If they had been willing to give us this event long-term, then maybe it could have been 2 million MGP or 3 million MGP. And people are like, that's ridiculous. And it's like, not over the course of history. Like, you can make 100 to 300,000 MGP a week. So 2 million is something that you could absolutely get to with time. And to have a 4-person mount is pretty incredible and worth the wait. So I wish that they'd charged more than, I mean, this is a fifth of the price of Fenrir, and it's a 4-person mount with, like, its own cool animation and its own event and all that. Clearing the Fate 3 times to get all the scrolls, not a big deal. Especially on, like, day 1 where it's just being spammed by people. So I think across the board, by the way, if they're, I wish this person was a Lala. The Lalas stand on the seat. They don't actually, like, sit down. They, like, their feet just sit on the seat, which is super funny. So I wish that it had been a little better on the loot angle, but otherwise I think this is an incredible event, and I would love to know what you guys think. These are my initial thoughts and impressions. Like I said, 2 hours to clear. I think that was well paced. I think that it's an enjoyable amount of content, and if you're just watching this to see should you do it, the answer is yes, absolutely yes. It's very fun. The good way outweighs the bad, and my only complaints about it were I don't really understand lore-wise, like, how all of this happened. Like, you can just keep tossing things. They can't just keep saying, oh, every shard is connected through, like, the crystal tower, and there's there's echo and all that, and so like maybe he couldn't dodge the AoEs in that thing because he doesn't have the echo. Like I don't know. You can't. It was definitely weird, but like I don't know what I expect a crossover event to be. Monster Hunter was also a little weird, so from that angle, like it's not a super good fit. But I think they tried to make it a little too realistic. I think they should have embraced just how ridiculous it was, and not focused on like, oh, let's bring in real characters and let's talk about what Sid's gonna do and all that. So yeah, that's it. Overall, I'm unbelievably pleased with this event. I'm pleased with the car. I will probably never use the haircut because I am a blue pig, and the scrolls aren't really something that is a system I engage with a lot, but I definitely picked them up. I got everything you can get, and this car will be on my action bar pretty much from here on out. So I look forward to taking this thing all over the place. I appreciate that it doesn't have like an action bar because I keep my action bars at the default settings, and so on my gatherers, like clicking on the thing to the next node, I have that down on that main bar. If I would move that pain point would go away, but I definitely appreciate that this doesn't have an action bar, even though it could have had like some cool horns or maybe some like headlights flashing, or I don't know. There's probably a lot it could have done. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I hope that you guys will let me know kind of what you think they could have done better, what your favorite part of it was. Did you struggle in any of the battles? I think the fact that I'm in decent gear helps, but obviously it's synced down to level 50, so depending on your class, missing out on your in-game abilities could affect you to varying amounts. And I guess that's really it. So my name's Chris with Work To Game. Just wanted to kind of toss these opinions out while they were fresh. Thank you guys. Thanks to all the people who hung out with me in stream today. That Let's Play will be up. Brian's guide is up. And I'll talk to you next time.
Hey guys, it's me. Oh, well, if you don't know me, my name's Terry. I'm a beautiful Tyrannosaurus from Texas, and it just doesn't get more country than that. I tell you what, I grew up in these parts. I was resurrected by a ghost, and that ghost told me that I needed to come out and hang out on Work To Game's YouTube channel to tell everybody they should totally hit that thumbs up. Thumbs down make Terry hungry. It makes me hungry. You hear me? Hungry. Anyway, Terry, just keep it together. Keep it together, Terry. All right, guys. So with that, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and hit subscribe if you haven't already to see more of me and my beautiful nose. Okay. All right. Good talking to you. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you real soon. Terry, the Tyrannosaurus from Texas.